All right, here's another video I'm making to show you the difference and one of the new parts that just came out relatively recently. As many of the SRX2 Gen 3 drivers know, that the aluminum pivot pin brace cracks, or it breaks. You take a hard hit and it'll crack, and you don't notice until you check the arm and it gets held in place with the bumper. So you might not notice. So the part could still be there, but you have a lot of front end play, and it's because the pivot pin brace cracked, and that is the aluminum one. And just recently, I think in the last few months, maybe even less than that, a new part came out. It's 500800, and it's the same pin brace, but it's in steel. So it should hold up longer. You shouldn't be breaking the pivot pins anymore. Now all that load is probably be transferred into the kick-up block, so we might want to have a couple of those on order now. I'm getting ready to install mine. It is steel, so it will be a little bit heavier, but it should be much more durable. And then another product that they have for upgrade is 500737. This is a shock tower, rear shock tower. It's a little bit different in that it permits lower ride heights. So these shock holes and this arm are shorter, so it'll move the upper shock position a little bit lower and allow you to run more ride height for the really rough tracks and the tracks that require more ride height. Using the kit shock tower, you're limited to about 20 to 21 millimeter ride height, and then you have to change your springs as well, so you'll have to get the dirt springs. With this shock tower, you should be able to use the carpet and Astro springs, which I think are a little bit more consistent, and still be able to have the correct ride height. The dirt springs, they're real tall. They're generally like a little bit softer for the same color code, and they're kind of tough to tune with because of the ride height. So with those you might have to change the bottom eyelets for your shocks, and then which also kind of might force you to change the cups so you can get the proper ride height and the proper angles. But with this 500737, you should be able to use your existing shock setup, eyelets, cups, and still get the ride height and not have to change too much on your shock with this shock tower. So those are two new products that are out. My next trip on clay, I'll run the 500737 so I can get some more ride height. And then from now on, I'm going to run the 500800 pin brace. I'll still have this aluminum backup one. This is the last one that I had, and I just took it off because I got the new steel braces in. So if you have any questions about them, leave me a message, ask me something, and I'll answer it as best I can. Thank you.